We are now in part 4 session. In part 4 session, we are going to learn about economic order quantity EOQ. Okay, before going into this topic, we have to know some of the inner concept. First, we learn that. Okay, now I am going to explain one concept which is material cost. Okay, now consider that material, any material you can take. Material in the sense, now you take this marker. Okay, the cost of the marker will be what? 30 rupees. Okay, to make this marker, it really takes 30 rupees. No, isn't it? It will take only nearly 10 to 12 rupees it will take to make this marker. Then what about the remaining amount? Why they are charging this for 30 rupees? Why? Because that material cost is not only the cost price. In that cost price, we are including transport cost, storage cost, all together only they are giving in the material cost. Clear? So in this session, we are going to learn deeply about what is ordering cost, what is carrying cost, and what is shortage cost, and what is storage cost, and what is demand. Everything we are going to learn in this session. Okay, to make it in short form, how to order one quantity economically we are going to learn. Clear students? The economic order quantity in short form we can say it as EOQ. Okay? In your book they have given some alphabet to denote the sum of the concept. Let R be the demand rate. R be what? Demand rate. C1 be the holding or storage cost. Okay? Holding or storage cost. C2 be the shortage cost. C3 be the ordering cost or setup cost. Students, don't think that they will give you directly what is C1, what is C2, what is C3. They will not give you directly in the question. You have to read the question and understand whether they are talking about shortage, then you have to take that value as C2. If they were talking about storage cost, that value you have to take it as C1. If they are talking about demand, that value you have to take it as R. According to that only you have to take it as values. Clear? Now to calculate the EOQ, we are having some formulas. See, I have written here 8 formulas. If you are thorough in this 8 formulas, then you can try any type of problem. Okay, now we'll see the first formula. EOQ, economic order quantity, is denoted by Q naught. The formula for this is square root of 2C3R1 divided by C1. R1 is nothing but demand, C3 is nothing but ordering cost, divided by C1 is the holding cost. Okay, minimum average cost. In the question they were asking to calculate minimum average cost means you are going to use this formula, which is C0 is equal to square root of 2C1 C3R, which is 2 into C1 is nothing but what? Storage cost into ordering cost into demand. Okay, now economic order quantity in rupees. If you want to calculate the answer in rupees means Q naught into unit price. Q naught is nothing but what? EOQ answer into unit price. If you are multiplying, you will get the value in rupees. Number of orders per year. How much order I have to make for 1 year? That how can we calculate means R. R is nothing but what? Demand. Demand divided by the EOQ, because EOQ is Q naught. Okay. EOQ in years of supply. In 1 year how much supply we need? So that we can calculate by Q naught. Q naught is what? Q naught is EOQ divided by demand. Here the sixth one is carrying cost. Okay, if they are asking to find the carrying cost means Q naught divided by 2 into C1. Ordering cost means R divided by Q naught into C3. At EOQ, economic order quantity, the ordering cost will be equal to carrying cost. Okay, only these 8 formulas you have to keep in your mind. Then it is very easy for you to solve this problem. Okay, they will clearly mention what to find in the question, that they will mention. Only thing is you have to select from that question what is C1, what is C2, what is C3, what is R. Okay, that alone you have to select from that given question. Then once if you are selected, you can easily substitute in the formula and you can easily find the values. Clear all of you? Shall we start the session now? Can we move to the exercise 6.3? Yes. Exercise 6.3. Now we are going to see the first question. See, in the first question you are having 3 subdivision. I am going to do the first subdivision. The same model you are going to do the remaining 2 subdivision as homework. See students, in this first question they are asking to find the 5 unit values, which is EOQ in units, minimum average cost, EOQ is rupees, EOQ in years of supply, number of order per year. We have to calculate all the 5. So now see the question. Items A they are given. Annual demand. Demand means what? We are denoting by capital R. So capital R is 800. Unit price they are given 0.02. Unit price we will keep as unit price itself. Now you see the question. Ordering cost is rupees 5. Ordering cost means we are denoting by what? C3. So in the question we are given C3 is 5. And holding cost and carrying cost are same, I told you. So holding and carrying cost we are denoting by C1. So that is they are given 10% of unit price they are given. So old carrying cost is equal to 10%, 10 divided by 100 into unit price. Of means into unit price value you have to multiply. That is our holding cost or carrying cost C1. Here now we have got demand. Now we have got demand R. From the question we have got C3 and from the remaining question we have got C1. Okay, now we are going to find these values. Here for item A, I will do all the 5 subdivision. How I am doing the same you have to do for the item B and as well as item C. Clear all of you? These are the formulas for these 5 subdivision. Already I have taught, in for your reference I have written here. Okay, now we'll start the solution for the item A. First in the question, what are the values they are given? Demand rate R is equal to 800. Ordering cost C3 equal to rupees 5. Carrying cost we are denoting by C1 is equal to 10% of unit price they are given in the question. 10% off means into unit price means 0.02. So 10 divided by 100 into 0.02. EOQ we are denoting by Q naught. Okay, in the first subdivision what we have to find? EOQ in units we have to find. So Q naught formula is what? In the down what I have written? Square root of 2R C3 by C1 is equal to square root of 2 into R value is what? 800. C3 is what? 5 divided by C1 is what? 10 divided by 100 into 0.02. Clear? Now this denominator 100, if this goes to numerator means here 2 into 5 we are having. So 5 2s are what? 10. So I have written 10. This 800 into this denominator 100, if you go to numerator 100. Now till now you leave this 100 by 100. Okay, now this 10 into 0.02. Why I have written 100 by 100 means, see here after decimal we are having 2 number. So 2 number means we can multiply both numerator and denominator with 100, isn't it? So that 100, that is 10 cancel. So 800 into 100 into 100 divided by 0.02 into 100 is 2. Now we can cancel 2 and 800, which we are getting 400. Clear? So 400 into 100 into 100. For each this value we have to take the square root. For 400 if you take square root, what we will get? 20. For 100 if you take square root we will get 10. Similarly for 100, 10. 2 into 10 into 10, if you multiply we are getting 2000 units. That is the EOQ Q naught value. Clear? Now next we will find the minimum average cost. This is the second solution, minimum average cost. Minimum average cost is denoted by C0. The formula for that is square root of 2 or C3 C1 is equal to square root of 2 into R value is what? 800 into C3 value is what? 5 into C1 is 10 by 100 into 0.02. So now if you see here, 800 I have written, 2 5s are 10. Here already numerator 110. So 10 into 10 is what? 100 divided by 100. So that will get cancelled. Remaining is what is left here? 0.02. So 800 into 0.02, if you multiply, we are getting 16.00, which is nothing but square root of 16. So if you take the square root of 16, what is that answer we will get? Equal to rupees 4. Clear? That is the minimum average cost. Now if you see here, EOQ in rupees, now we have to calculate. Rupees we need the value means EOQ value into unit price. EOQ value in the first subdivision what we have found? We have found it is 2000 into unit price what they have given in the question 0.02. So 2000 into 0.02, how can we write? 2 divided by 100 we can write. So 0000 can cancel. 20 into 2 is rupees 40. Since they are asking in rupees, you have to write in rupees symbol 40. Clear? Still two more subdivisions there, which is EOQ in years of supply and number of order per year we have to calculate. Isn't it? That we'll see now. This is the fourth subdivision, EOQ, economic order quantity in years of supply. The formula is what? EOQ divided by demand. EOQ value we have got 2000 divided by demand we are having 800. So if you cancel, we are getting 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is nothing but we are getting EOQ in years of supply value is 2.5. Then the fifth subdivision is number of orders per year. So per year the formula is the reverse of this. Demand divided by EOQ. So demand is 800, EOQ is 2000. So if we cancel 2 by 5, 2 by 5 if we divide we are getting 0.4. Clear? Students, how I did for item A, all the 5 subdivision, the same model you are going to do for B and as well as C. This is a very simple and easy problem. Clear students? Next we'll see the second question in exercise 6.3. Students, this is the second question. A dealer supply customer with 400 units of a product per every week. Okay. The dealer gets the product from manufacturer at a cost of 50 rupees 50 per unit. Okay. The cost of ordering from the manufacturer in rupees 75 per order. The cost of holding inventory is 7.5% per year of the product cost. Find first subdivision is EOQ, second subdivision is total optimum cost. Okay, now we'll see. A dealer supply a customer with 400 units. So this 400 is what? That is our demand R. So demand R is equal to 400. Okay, in this they are talking about the ordering cost. See, ordering from the manufacturer. How much is ordering? Means here is ordering 75 per order. Okay, the cost of ordering for ordering is charging rupees 75 per order. So ordering cost is 75. Okay, the cost of holding inventory is, holding is nothing but C1. Okay, holding cost is denoted by C1. So C1 is 7.5 percentage. See here per year they are talking. But there in the first line, a dealer supply a customer with 400 units of your product per every week they are talking. So there is a difference between per year and per week. So this also we are going to convert into per week. So per year, how much week we are having? 52. So what I am going to do is 7.5 percentage divided by 52. Per year they are given. So to convert into week, dividing by 52 into product cost. Okay, of means I told you into multiply of product cost they are given. Okay, what is the product cost? Means product from manufacturer cost. So product cost is rupees 50. So product cost is the question they have given, it is 50. So 7.5 percentage means 7.5 divided by 100 into 52 into 50. This product cost in the question they have given 50. So 50 and 100 get cancelled means 2. So what here after decimal one number we are having. So multiply to the numerator and denominator with 10. So that 2 7.5 it has become into 75. It denominated that 10 into 2 into 52 is 104. So 75 divided by 1040 is we are dividing in C1. Holding cost value we are getting as 0.072. Clear students, we have got now what is R, what is C3 and what is C1. Then what is the first subdivision we have to find? We have to find the economic order quantity. EOQ we have to find. You know the formula for economic order quantity, which is equal to Q naught equal to square root of 2C3R divided by C1. Clear? So 2 into C3 value is what? 75 into R is some 400 divided by C1 is 0.072. Clear? So if we simplify this, we are getting 83333333.38 going on. So if you take the square root for this, means we are getting 912.87 unit per week we have to say. Because now the year we have converted year divided with 52 now, because per year we are having 52 weeks. So we are calculating for per week. So EOQ Q naught is equal to, students they are asking here unit. Unit means you should not give the decimal value, how much product you are supplying, that we have to give it in the old number. So 912.87 we have to make it as 912, round off we have to make. Clear? Old number only we have to give the value. Clear all of the first subdivision. The next subdivision is total optimum cost. What is that? Total optimum cost. Total optimum cost is equal to R into unit price. R into unit price is nothing but purchasing. Okay, or purchasing cost. Okay, purchasing that cost, no, that cost plus minimum average cost. Okay, total optimum cost is equal to, what formula we are having means purchasing cost plus minimum average cost we are having one formula. So purchased cost is nothing but R into unit price you are multiplying, no, that is the purchase cost. So I have written directly R into unit price so that you will be very clear about this. Okay, you know R is what? 400. Okay, from the question. Unit price is what? Per unit how much they are charging? 50. So 400 into 50 plus minimum average cost means, what is the formula we have seen? Minimum average cost is equal to square root of C2 C1 C3 R. We know the formula. So 400 into 50 is 20,000 plus 2 into C1 value is 0.072 into C3 value is C3. Again the question we are having 75, R is 400. So 20,000 plus, if you multiply and if we are taking square root means we are getting 65.75. So adding means we are getting 20,065.75 per week. That is the total optimum cost. Since they are asking the cost, we have to put rupees here. Here in this first subdivision they are asking unit. No need to put rupees, just you write unit per week. Here they are talking about cost, so surely have to put rupees. Clear students, all of you, the exercise 6.3 first question and second question? Yes. We have completed exercise 6.3 and now we are going to exercise 6.4. So for that we will see now introduction part further. What we are going to see is partial derivatives. Partial derivative means partially we are going to differentiate. Okay, partial means part we will be differentiating. We will see the notes now. Let u equal to f of x comma y be a function of two independent variable x and y. Okay, u be any function of two independent variable, which is one is x and one is y. So we will take like that one function. See, in that the derivative of u, which means the differentiation of u with respect to x. Okay, when x varies, okay, if you are differentiating u with respect to x means that time the x answer alone varies and y remains constant. You should not differentiate the y value. Y value you have to keep it as constant. Is called partial derivative of u with respect to x. denoted by, how we are denoting means dou u by dou x. Okay, see how we have to put means the 6 we will put like this now. So in the reverse of 6 you have to put. This means dou. What is that? Dou u by dou x. Clear? When you are differentiating the x, you have to keep the y constant. Clear? So how can we write that? Dou u by dou x. Clear? Next, the same only I am going to say for y. The derivative of y, which means the differentiation of u with respect to y. Here the differentiation of u with respect to x. Clear? Here I have told about with respect to x. Here I am telling about respect to y. The derivative of u with respect to y when y varies. When you are differentiating y, okay, when you are differentiating u with respect to y means that time y will be varying and x you have to keep it as constant. Here is called partial derivative of u with respect to y and denoted by dou u by dou y. Clear all of you? Students, here when you are differentiating u with respect to x means you have to differentiate only the x. The y you have to keep it as constant. If you see here, when you are differentiating u with respect to y means you have to differentiate only the y. X value you have to keep it as constant. Clear? So when you are differentiating with respect to x means you have to write dou u by dou x. When you are differentiating with respect to y means dou u by dou y. This exercise 6.4 is very easy and simple. Okay, in that itself we are going to see the next concept is successive partial derivatives. Successive means what? Next term we will be saying, isn't it? Here also we are going to talk about like that only. Successive means first order differentiation, second order differentiation, third order differentiation. How to do that successive differentiation in partially we are going to see here. Okay, now we'll see. If we differentiate u equal to f of x comma y. Okay, if you are differentiating the function u partially with respect to x. Okay, when you are differentiating u function with respect to x means what you have to write? Dou u by dou x you have to write. And again differentiating partially with respect to y. So see outside we have differentiating dou by dou y. Clear? The u function first we are differentiating with respect to x. So I have written here dou u by dou x. Again this function we are differentiating partially with respect to y. So only dou by dou y of dou u by dou x. This how can we write means dou square u by dou y dou x. Clear? Similarly, we are going to see for y. If you are differentiating the u function partially with respect to y. Partially with respect to y means dou u by dou y. Okay, this dou u by dou y again you are differentiating with partially with respect to x. See dou by dou x, what we will get? Dou square u by dou x dou y we will get. Clear students? Now I think you will be understand very 90%. When we solving the problem, you will feel very easy this exercise. Now we'll start the exercise. Exercise 6.4, this is your first question. See the question, if z equal to ax plus b, cy plus d, then find dou z by dou x and dou z by dou y. We have to find the two values. Okay, first we'll find the dou z by dou x. I told you students, when you are differentiating partially with respect to x means you have to keep the y as constant. Clear? The same only I am going to proceed here. So this is the given function. Now we are going to differentiate this z with respect to x. When you are differentiating partially with respect to x means how we have to write? Dou z by dou x you have to write. Clear? So I am differentiating with respect to x. So what I have to do? I am keeping the x as such, which means I am differentiating the x and I am keeping the y term constant. Clear? Now we'll start. Dou, here I am differentiating this z, dou z by dou x equal to dou by dou x of, I am differentiating with respect to x. So this inside this term I have written. The next step only I am going to differentiate with respect to x. Now see here whether you are having a x term, yes. So this term only we are going to differentiate. Whether here you are having any x term, we are not having x term. So this is what? This is a constant. Okay, when you are differentiating with respect to x, the y if any term, any other x other than x, if anything comes, that you have to take it as constant. Here, so cy plus b is the constant, so I am going to take it out, cy plus b. Then dou by dou x of ax plus b I have written. The next step, cy plus b I have to write as such, dou by dou x of ax plus b. This ax plus b I have to differentiate with respect to x. X if you differentiate, what we will get? 1. B is a constant, so if we differentiate 0. So cy plus b, a into 1 is a, plus 0 is a plus 0 is a only. So dou z by dou x is a cy plus b. Student, do you feel easy this? Yes, the same thing we are going to apply, differentiating partially with respect to y. When you are differentiating partially with respect to y means you have to keep the x as constant. Here now you see dou z by dou y is equal to what we did here, the dou z by dou x we have written, isn't it? Now we are going to do the partial differentiation with respect to y. Dou z by dou y is equal to dou by dou y of, in z in the question what they have given, that I have written here. Now I am going to differentiate this with respect to y. Clear? Now do you have here y term? We are not having. So this is our constant. So take it outside. Ax plus b, dou by dou y of cy plus d. Clear? Ax plus b. Here y is, if you are differentiating means we will get 1. D is a constant, so plus 0. So ax plus b, c into 1 is c plus 0 is again c. So dou z by dou y is equal to c into ax plus b. Clear all of you? We have got dou z by dou x value separately and we have got dou z by dou y value separately. Clear now what is partial differentiation? Partially differentiation means when you are differentiating with respect to x means y is constant. When you are differentiating with y means x is constant. Clear? Clear students all of you? Next we will see the second question. Students, next we are going to see the second problem in exercise 6.4. See the question. If u equal to e power xy, then show that dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to u into x square plus y square. We have to prove. LHS is equal to RHS. We have to prove. Clear students? The question, they are given the u function. Student, listen it carefully. This is very simple and very easy problem. This one listen it carefully. See, they have given the function u equal to e power xy. Okay, we have to prove dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to this value we have to prove, isn't it? So separately we will find this and separately we will find this. After finding both we can add so that we will get the RHS part. Clear? See what we are going to find is dou square u by dou x square. Okay, if it's square, if comes, this is what I taught you, successive partial differentiation, isn't it? So, to find dou square u by dou x square, first we have to know what is dou u by dou x value you have to know. Okay, first you have to know dou u by dou x value. Only then again you can differentiate this with respect to x, so that we will get dou square u by dou x square value. Clear all of you? So this is our u equal to e power x y. I am going to differentiate partially with respect to x. Okay, so when I am differentiating u, dou u by dou x I have written. Okay, students, in fifth chapter, differential calculus, we have written so much of formulas there. So, do you remember this formula? Because this formula we have used there everywhere. In most of the problem, we have used this. What does it mean? D by dx of e power ax. Okay, differentiation of e power ax means, see the formula what it says. When you are differentiating with respect to x, the constant term will be come before. So a constant is what? A. So that a into e power ax. This is the formula which we have learnt in the fifth chapter, differential calculus. So based on this formula only, I am going to differentiate here. Clear? I have told you, when you are differentiating with respect to x means which one is constant? Y is a constant. So here which one is constant? A is a constant. So a into e power ax we are writing in this formula. So similarly, e power xy, this we are differentiating. Here y is the constant. So y into e power xy you have to write. Here treating y as a constant. Here we are treating the y as a constant. Okay. Now we have got dou u by dou x value. Clear? Again differentiating partially with respect to x. Okay. So already we are having dou u by dou x. This value I am going to differentiate with respect to x. Clear? So which means if I am differentiating again means what will I get? Dou square u by dou x square I will get. Isn't it? Now we will differentiate this. Already y we are having, so write that y. Again e power xy if you are differentiating with respect to x means again which is the constant? Same y is the constant. So y into e power xy. Clear? So next step, dou square u by dou x square is equal to y into y is y square e power xy. Clear all of you? Clear? Can I explain one more time? See, I am differentiating u equal to e power xy with respect to x. So y you have to treat it as constant. So that's why dou u by dou x is equal to y into e power xy we have got. This again we are differentiating so that we will get dou square u by dou x square. So to get dou square u by dou x square, this we are differentiating with respect to x. So that we are getting dou square u by dou x square is equal to, already we are having y. So e power xy again if we are differentiating with respect to x means y is the constant. So y into e power xy. From this y square e power xy we have got. Okay, mark that as equation 1. Clear? Now next we are going to find dou square u by dou y square. Clear? We have u equal to e power xy. One more time I have written the question. Okay, and now this time I am going to differentiate. I am going to differentiate partially with respect to y. So when I am differentiating partially with respect to y, which one I have to treat as constant? Yes, x I have to treat as constant. Clear? So this side if you see, dou u by dou y is equal to x I am going to treat as constant. So x into e power xy. Clear? Next we need dou square u by dou y square. So this dou u by dou y I am going to differentiate with respect to y. I have written respect to y. So that, see outside I have written dou by dou y of dou u by dou y is equal to dou square u by dou y square is equal to, already here x is there, so write that x. Again e power xy you are differentiating with respect to y. So x is a constant. So x into e power xy. Clear all of you? So x into x is x square e power xy. Clear? Now we have got this value and as well as this value. We have to add both that. So add 1 and 2. So that side, left hand side, both the left hand side separately we are adding equal to both the right hand side. Okay, dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square is equal to, for that we have got y square e power xy plus x square e power xy. Here in both the term we are having e power xy as constant. So take that e power xy outside. So remaining will be what in the bracket? Y square plus x square. Now see the question. E power xy is equal to what they have written? They have written equal to u. So in the place of e power xy you are going to put u because that is our question. So dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square is equal to u into x square plus y square. See that only we have to prove, isn't it? So hence proved we have to write. Clear students, all of you, the second question. This is very simple and easy question. This is your third question. Let u equal to x cos y plus y cos x. Verify dou square u by dou x dou y is equal to dou square u by dou y dou x. We have to verify both this answer and LHS part and RHS part, whether we are getting same answer, we have to verify. Clear? They have given the function of u. What is that? U equal to x cos y plus y cos x. This is the function of u. First here what we have to verify? Dou square u by dou x dou y we have to verify, isn't it? So what we have to take first means the last only you have to take. First what, last what they have given y. So with you are going to differentiate u with respect to y. First we have to do that. So differentiating partially with respect to y. So if you are differentiating this given function with respect to y means what we will get? Dou u by dou y is equal to this function I am going to differentiate with respect to y. So dou by dou y of x cos y plus y cos x. Clear? So this x if comes this side, x is a constant because we are differentiating with respect to y means that time you have to keep it as x constant. So x is coming outside, dou by dou y of cos y plus y is the with respect to y means so y you have to keep cos x is the constant, so cos x dou by dou y of y. Clear? So x into, if you are differentiating the cos x means what you will get in 5th chapter we have learned. If you are differentiating the cos x means minus sin x. If you are differentiating the sin x means if you are differentiating the sin x means positive cos x. So cos if you are differentiating we are getting minus sin y plus cos x. Y if you are differentiating we will get 1. So minus x sin y plus cos x. What is the for? Dou u by dou y, we have got the answer. But here we have found dou u by dou y only. Next again we have to differentiate u with respect to x. Again differentiating partially with respect to x. This dou u by dou y, this function we are differentiating with respect to x. So dou by dou x of dou u by dou y is equal to dou by dou x of dou u by dou y. What is the value we are having here? Minus x sin y plus cos x. This given function, this function we are going to differentiate with respect to x. So wherever you are having y, that you have to keep it as constant. Clear? Here x means sin y is constant, so it is coming before dou by dou x of minus x plus dou by dou x of this cos x. Clear? So sin y, x if you differentiate we will get 1. Since here minus x is there, so minus 1 plus differentiation of cos x is what? Minus sin x. So minus sin x. So from this what we will get, dou by dou x of dou u by dou y means what? Dou square u by dou x dou y. Okay, so dou square u by dou x dou y is equal to minus sin y minus sin x. This part we have formed. Okay, now whether this the same answer is getting for this also we have to check. Here for that, now again I am writing the given u function. U equal to x cos y plus y cos x. I have written one more time. Now again I am going to do for this right hand side. See here what is the last they have given, dou x. So you are going to differentiate u with respect to x. See dou u by dou x. You are differentiating partially with respect to x, the given function. So wherever we are having y, that we have to keep it as constant. Okay, x alone we are going to differentiate. See here, dou by dou x of x cos y plus y cos x. Now I am taking here cos y is the constant, so cos y into dou by dou x of x plus y. Y is the constant, no, so y into dou by dou x of cos x. Cos y, x if you differentiate we will get 1, y into cos x if you differentiate minus sin x. So dou u by dou x is equal to cos y minus y sin x. Okay, dou u by dou x we have got. Next what we have to do, this dou u by dou x value you have to differentiate again with respect to y. Clear? So again differentiating partially with respect to y. So dou by dou y of dou u by dou x is equal to dou by dou y of dou u by dou x. What is the answer we are having here? Cos y minus y sin x. Clear? So now take this y inside, dou by dou y of cos y minus dou by dou, here sin x is constant. So sin x into dou by dou y of y. So differentiation of cos x is, the differentiation of cos y is minus sin y, minus sin x into differentiation of y is 1. So 1. Here, so dou by dou y of dou u by dou x, what we will get? Dou square u by dou y dou x is equal to minus sin y minus sin x. Clear? Now we have marked this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Now observe both the value. Here also minus sin y, minus sin y, minus sin x, minus sin x. So both the place we are getting same answer. So from 1 and 2, dou square u by dou x dou y is equal to dou square u by dou y dou x. The last line we have to write ends proved. Clear students, all of you? This third question in exercise 6.4. Yes. This third question, the part 4 session is going to over. See, in part 4 session we have learned in exercise 6.3 economic order quantity, and in exercise 6.4 we have learned about partial differentiation and successive partial differentiation we have learned. Isn't it? Students, go through the video one or twice so that only you will get the concept clearly and deeply, because these concepts are very new to you, isn't it? All the concepts are very new. This is not based on your 10th standard book, isn't it? So daily you have to allot 1 hour for maths so that only you will be in touch with your formulas and differential calculus. Clear? Daily you have to work out maths. Clear students? Still in exercise 6.4, fourth problem and fifth problem we have to solve. That we will see in the part 5 session. Clear? That both problem are based new concept, so that we will continue in the part 5 session. Clear students, all of you? Thank you students.